Grae, you've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, right?
Yeah.
How are you liking it?
Yeah, I'm taking my time. But it's really good. It's like yeah, I get some criticisms are cropping up about Act 3 not being Act 2 and 3 not being as good as Act 1, but I think they're gonna fix it. They're gonna add new content and fix some more bugs in the future for sure, free of charge. But yeah,
Yeah.
overall, yeah. My point being is, yeah, I really like the game. I'm taking my time on it.
What class did you pick?
I chose the ranger. Actually, my character doesn't look that far off from yours. I think we have the same hair, actually. Anyway, it's pretty funny. Anyway, yeah.
So ranger is like is it archer or is like a more
Yeah,
like a
yeah. Archer.
okay.
Archer that can summon a beast to protect.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so if you guys don't already know, I chose a monk, which is I didn't know that they have like a crazy build where they can take like 11 turns in one and like 11 actions in one turn, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, so the reason why I'm talking about that, because we're going to be talking about this article right up here. This comes to us from Bounding in the Comics. This one here says Dragon Age lead writer David Gator blames misogyny for wide dislike of Baldur's Gate's 3 companion Lae'zel. Quote, fandom has always treated male characters with more forgiveness. If you guys don't already know, I banged Lae'zel in the game. She was my first bang. Okay? So there's no racism or misogyny for any of that kind of stuff. All right? So the thing is that she, like, out of all the companions that I got, she was the first one. So I don't know where this is coming from. But Grae, what do you think about this headline?
I lead writer of Dragon Age. I mean, I really like Dragon Age Origins. It's like I always like when people say it's like, how do you like Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing I played Dragon Age Origins because like a lot of what I learned there I got to apply here. It's like I don't know. It's like yeah, I think this is another form of copium, I suppose, from the development team. It's like because how well Baldur's Gate 3 is doing.
Mhm.
It's fine. It's like people even meme about the speed run of getting laid by Lae'zel, right? You can get laid. You can get laid in 8 minutes if you know
I
what to
heard
do.
I heard the newest what's the world record is 3 minutes.
What? I gotta watch that.
Oh man. But yeah, like it's this game is really good. So someone in the chat says, is she an orc? She her I think her wraith is Githyanki, but
I think
basically an
it's
orc character.
yeah, kind. It's basically orc equivalent, if not that far off.
Yeah. All right, let's read this. According to Dragon Age series lead writer David Gator, the Baldur's Gate 3 players base generally dislike the game's companion Lae'zel is not founded in any criticism of her actual character, but rather based on her inherent sense of misogyny supposedly found across both genders in all forms. Okay, let's continue. The Githyanki fighter who puts her pride in her race above almost all else, Lae'zel first meets the player while both are in a captivity under the Mind Flayers, who two eventually teaming up to free themselves from their predicament. One of the earliest companions available to meet in the Larian Studios' critically acclaimed RPG, Lae'zel is considered to be many players less a partner more than a digital representation of that one player who joins the table and refuses to cooperate even one bit. I don't agree with that
Yeah.
sentence. I actually really like her story. She's chat. If you guys don't know this term, she's a tsundere or tsundere. It's just basically a hard exterior, and then once you sort of like get to know the character sort of becomes more loving. But even though they have a hard like their outer expression towards other people seems very harsh, very critical, like very mean, but they actually they actually very, very loving in their own way. Vegeta is a very, very perfect example of a tsundere. But yes, I really like her character. Like I said, she's the reason she's the first person I was able to, have a romantic scene with. So I don't agree with this. Grae, what about you?
Yeah, me too. It's like I already got her scene also yesterday with my character. So
Nice.
yeah. Yeah. She's fine. She's fine. Especially I know where her story arc eventually leads to. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's kind of disappointing. It comes from a writer too, a writer of Dragon Age Origins was really well written. Yeah, 2
Okay.
maybe it could use some work, but I'm not sure with Inquisition. But yeah, it's another developer copium thing with. Yeah, I mean, get with the times. This is the new standard for CRPGs. You have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's the way it is.
So someone in the
Products
chat
get
says,
better. You
oh,
have
yeah,
to
go ahead, go ahead.
improve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
All right, so sorry. Let's see. One person in the chat says, so why do people like Shadowheart and Karlach? Is because they're harder to get, meaning that their romance scenes are harder to achieve.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Lae'zel is very, very easy. It's like
Yeah.
I believe Karlach and Shadowheart, you can only unlock. Okay, minor spoilers. I think you can only get it in Act 2, the earliest, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Lae'zel, you get. Yeah, as I said, I mean, as Phil said, you can get her in 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, it's the fact that she is because Lae'zel's character is she's more of like a Tinder date.
Yeah, live by the moment kind of character.
Yeah. Is because like she's like a fierce warrior. She only worries about her race and her warrior like being like and sort of impressing her god. But once you find, I'm not sure if Dave is still in here. Like Dave has actually gone pretty far with Lae'zel. So he said that like she becomes one of those people is like, if you fall in love with anyone else, I will destroy you. I will kill you. It's like that. She's one of those characters. Versus Shadowheart, she's your typical goth girl that I'm pretty sure, in terms of male fantasies, like there are a lot of people who like goth girls. And Karlach, she's a tiefling, but she's like a demonic demon girl, but she's also like she has this thing where like she can't be touched, so it sort of makes you want her more. But it just Lae'zel is just easier to get. But yeah, without spoiling anything. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and continue this. Replete with the habit of suggesting the party take the most brutal and violent routes possible, regardless of whether or not doing so would be advantageous, which is her character. Abrasive, judgmental, and at times outright racist, Lae'zel's combative personality has led her to become a bit of a pariah, half seriously and half as a meme among the game's player base. Yet, despite critics regularly praising such points when explaining why they dislike the hostile heroine, the aforementioned Gator instead believes that their rejection of Lae'zel is yet another example of typical fandom misogyny. Misogyny and in video games. Sexism in video games. Oh, man. The man who crafted the core Dragon Age series, main story, and setting would offer his disingenuous opinion on Baldur's Gate 3's player base in response to a round of criticism being leveled toward the Githyanki on Twitter. Quote, Lae'zel is the RPG party member equivalent to that of the show gets really good after season 4, tweeted Pleasant Kenobi on August 15th, kicking off this specific round of discourse. Quote, I'm glad she has an arc, but I'm not putting up with her shit for 10 hours for her to eventually maybe stop being an ass. Tsundere.
Yeah, she wasn't too terrible in my opinion.
No.
Like, when I saw your runs, like she's fine. Like, yeah, as you said, Tsundere. And I don't know what there's this particular people, even like a couple of years ago, so when I watched Twitch streams, like they hate on characters that exemplify racism at the start of their arc. Like they even though when they redeem themselves, they change towards the later, maybe they're still mad at them. It's like, oh, you're just making up excuses. You're just making stuff up just to justify yourself. But they already changed. They changed for the better eventually. So why are you still mad about this character? It's like some people are just so sensitive about it. And yeah, that's kind of wait. There's a question I want to answer. It's from Anonymous. Can you be a total prick and kill your companions? Yes, you can kill them right at the very start of the game. That's how much flexibility you have in this game. If you don't like them, kill them.
Now, the thing is that we watched it on stream yesterday. Yeah. If you guys want to see what kind of freedom you can have, YouTube this video called 4 Barbarian Halflings. It should be the first video that pops up on YouTube, and it's freaking hilarious.
Do you guys want to watch it again? Chat.
Yeah, we can definitely watch it again. Like I'm not sure if the
If
video is
the,
DMCA, but if like we can
I don't
react to
think
it
so.
together, it'll
Yeah.
be fun.
Do you guys want to see how much freedom you can do with Baldur's Gate? I mean, if yes, then we can watch it again. It's a fun watch.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
And for the folks who can't play this on PC, I know that this game is coming out on PS5 and Xbox,
And Xbox.
in a couple weeks, like 2 weeks or
Yeah.
like a week or 2 weeks. But yeah, let's continue. Agreeing with Pleasant Kenobi, fellow Twitter user Black Salander then replied, per a record of their now deleted tweet provided by Games Radar, I quote, I'm confident if Lae was a guy, people would be swooning about him being so edgy and such a bad boy. Taking note of Black Salander's assertion, Gator would join the conversation on August 17th and declare, quote, can confirm the Dragon Age fandom consistently gave way more latitude to forgiveness to male characters as opposed to the female characters in every game. It is much of a thing. So here's the thing. A lot of players love tsundere characters in anime. A lot of people really enjoy that. It's because once you find out that they're actually like a very sweet person, it's such a trope that a lot of anime has. Yeah. And I think a lot of people really, really enjoy that. I don't know, Grae, do you like those type of tropes for like females?
It's fine for me. I mean, I don't care about the gender, honestly. It's like
Yeah.
like the development of that character is like, oh, this character, it's just you're just showing a really tough exterior, but deep inside they actually care. That's actually it's more relatable to real life than most people like to admit. Like a lot of people like to show tough love, but in actuality they actually really care. So it's, for me, it's fine. It's like it's not such a big deal in my opinion, like this guy is making it out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's called? If it's like, I'm not sure if this applies to women. I'm pretty sure it does, but like it's more applied to men. But being stoic.
Yeah.
Like stoicism, right? So
Yeah.
like not being like, like a little bitch, like a little pussy ass bitch crying all the time. And I'm not saying that you can't cry in front of your girl or anything like that, but I think everyone just prefer a stoic man. But in terms of a female character, I think it's fine that way too. It really depends on their character arc. But this is what the writers want. This game is not meant to be a short ass game where you play 10 hours and you're done. This game, according to Cole Carnage, is a 150-hour game.
Yep.
Right? You're supposed to be, indulged in this kind of universe, right?
It's super high praise, like Cole Carnage saying, this is probably the best game I have ever played. And I play a shit ton of games. Right? He said that. It's like, wow, that's probably the highest badge of honor a game can receive from someone like Cole Carnage. Yeah. And to add what I said about how much freedom you can do. Okay, this could be a little spoiler-ish for those who haven't played Baldur's Gate. So early in the game in Baldur's Gate 3 in Act 1, there's like you have to there's a goblin camp and there's 3 leaders there. Like you can go the normal route and kill them in battle one by one. If you want to kill them. That's another thing. You can also side with them, FYI. You can you have so much freedom in that game. Like I cheesed killing all 3 of them. Like one, I brought when she went inside to her room by herself. That's when I went in and killed her with my entire party. And the other 2, the other one, since she's pretty jacked up, she's pretty beefed up. She has really good stats. So what you can do is let her walk in the middle of a bridge, then break down that bridge, then she'll fall off. So you don't have to fight her directly. Then the other one who's just sitting in a chair, who's also surrounded by a lot of his minions. What you can do, since there's a pit beside him, you can just push him off there so he just falls off. So you don't have to fight him. That's how much freedom you have in this game. You have so much things you can do.
Yeah, so I know that a lot of people are turned off about the bear sex stuff. The bear sex thing, first of all, it's optional, and it's not even your main character. It's a side character that does it. And the thing is, you don't even, in order for you to even get that scene, you need to use that character and romance the other character that's basically the bear character. And you need to do that multiple times. And that takes a while for you to romance them in order for you to get that. If you don't want to see any bear stuff, You don't have to. If you don't want to see
Yeah.
any nudity, you could turn that off. So
Yeah.
it's up to the player's discretion if they want to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's continue. Slightly disagreeing with the writer's take, independent journalist Peter Pischk would then counter, true, but I think that the audience demographic was different back in 2009. To which Gator would retort, it was the same way for DA2 and then DA1, not just DAO. Fandom has always treated the male characters with more forgiveness, full stop. Disclosure, Pischk has a working relationship with Bounding in the comics, is considered a friend by this article's author. Oh, okay. As the discourse proceeded to unfold in this mentions, the Stray Gods, the role-playing musical scribe, would eventually move to mute the conversation, but not before offering his final comments on the entire matter. I meant the entire fandom, not just the dudes, he ultimately explained. Ultimately explained. Two, yes, I get it's a generalization, but you personally liking a female character or disliking a male 100% invalidates it. I didn't think this was news to anyone, to be honest. So yeah, I think this guy is just trying to stir things up. I think he's trying to make sure that, hey, stop being a bigot. Stop doing this.
Like, yeah, it's like this is like another. This is like the former Blizzard developer who's bitching about Starfield Starscream. That's how I see it. Like just we all have that brain fart moment, and that's one of it.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.